You've been taught that beating the heat costs money. If a room is too hot, you buy an air conditioner. If it's still too hot, you buy a bigger one and pay for the power to run it all summer. That's the deal everyone accepts. But it's wrong, or at least it doesn't have to be true. There is a kind of paint that can cool a building while pulling zero electricity, no compressor, and no power bill. Just a coating on a roof that quietly throws the day's heat back out into space. It sounds like a trick, it isn't. And China has been rolling it across rooftops while most of the world keeps shopping for bigger machines. So how can a coat of paint cool anything? Start with something you already know. On a blazing day, you wear a white shirt instead of a black one because white bounces the sunlight away and dark soaks it up. This coating does that first job extremely well, reflecting almost all of the sunlight that hits it. But that alone would only ever get you as cool as the surrounding air. The real magic is the second job, and it's a stranger one. Every warm object glows, not with visible light, but with heat, invisible infrared pouring off it all the time. You are glowing right now. Normally that heat just bounces around between you, the ground, and the sky and goes nowhere. But it turns out the sky has a kind of open window in it, one specific color of infrared that the air simply does not block. Aim your heat at that window and it does not stop at the clouds. It shoots straight up and out into deep space, which is about as cold as anything in the universe can get. So this paint is built to do both things at once: bounce the incoming sunlight away and pour the building's own heat up through that window into the cold of space. A refrigerator with no moving parts and nothing to plug in, running on nothing but physics and a clear sky. Let me show you the real numbers because this is where it stops sounding like a fairy tale. That window in the sky is a band of infrared the atmosphere lets straight through, and on the far side of it is space at roughly minus 270 degrees Celsius, a near cold sink that never fills up. The best of these coatings reflect over 95% of the sunlight that lands on them and glow strongly right in that window, and the result is something you can measure. A surface painted this way can sit several degrees below the air around it, even under direct noon sun. And next to a plain dark roof baking in the same light, the coated surface can run 20 or even 30 degrees cooler. And the sharpest work here has come straight out of China. A team in Hong Kong built what they call a cooling ceramic that reflects over 99% of sunlight, published in one of the top science journals in the world. Another team at Huazhong University spun the same trick into a fabric that keeps bare skin about 5 degrees cooler in full sun. And it isn't stuck in a laboratory. A Hong Kong company took the paint commercial and put it on the roof of a real working shopping mall. The roof surface dropped by around 30 degrees at the summer peak, and the building's air conditioning bill for those months fell by about 42%. Sit with that for a second. Not a computer simulation, an actual building. Its cooling costs cut by nearly half by a coat of paint. That same company says the coating is now on well over 100 projects across more than 20 countries. This isn't a science fair poster. It's going onto real roofs right now. Here is why this should matter to anyone who has ever sweated through a heat wave. Air conditioning is one of the hungriest and fastest growing demands on the entire world's electricity, and it has a nasty loop built into it. Every air conditioner cools a room by dumping that heat straight out onto the street, which makes the city hotter, which makes everyone run their air conditioners harder, which heats the city even more. On the worst days, that exact spiral is what tips a power grid over into a blackout at the precise moment people need cooling just to stay safe. A coating that cuts a building's cooling load by a third or more for free after you paint it once quietly breaks that loop. And the payoff isn't only a smaller bill, though it is that too. It's cooler cities that don't turn into ovens every July. It's less strain on the grid on the exact afternoons it's closest to failing. And here is the part that hits the hardest. Billions of people live in brutally hot places and cannot afford air conditioning at all. And as the planet warms, that is turning into a matter of life and death. For them, the answer was never going to be a machine and a power bill they can't pay, but a coating that drops the temperature inside a tin-roofed home by a few degrees using nothing but the open sky is the kind of thing that could actually reach them. So here's the question that should bother you. This is not new physics. Scientists worked out that you could cool things by aiming their heat at the sky back in the 1970s, and the basic effect is older still. So why, half a century later, is a paint that cools for free only now creeping onto rooftops, while every summer the same shops sell you a bigger, thirstier air conditioner? The honest answer is an uncomfortable one. There is almost no money in a coating that simply works. You paint a roof once, and it quietly saves energy for years while asking nothing more of you. Nobody sells you a compressor, nobody sells you refrigerant or a yearly service plan or the endless stream of electricity a machine drinks all summer. The whole cooling industry is built to sell you a device and then sell you the power to run it again and again forever. A can of paint that makes the sky do the work for nothing breaks that model completely. And once you see that, you can see why nobody in that business was ever going to be the one to put it on your roof. Their whole livelihood depends on the heat staying your problem and on the fix always being something with a plug and a price tag. It was possible for 50 years. It simply was never the thing anyone could get rich selling you, so it sat on the shelf while your bills climbed. If it gets under your skin that we've been sold expensive machines for 50 years when the sky would have done part of the job for free, then you already see the world the way this channel does. Subscribe and I'll keep showing you the simple things that were quietly kept off your roof and out of your reach. Let me keep myself honest because this isn't magic paint. It doesn't switch your air conditioner off, it cuts the load, often by a third to a half. It works best under dry, sunny skies. In thick, humid air, that window partly closes and the effect fades. Dirt and years of sun wear it down. And the same roof that dumps heat in July costs you a little warmth in January. Still, sit with what it means that the fix was over our heads the whole time. A clear sky at minus 270 degrees, an open window we could always have used, waiting there since before you were born. So tell me in the comments, if a coat of paint can cool a home for free using nothing but the sky, why do you think it took 50 years and a factory in China to finally put it on the roof?